Tell me if I'm mentally ill, bro. I was telling the chat yesterday that every single day I contemplate my own existence. I contemplate my own death. And it's part of what motivates me to continue striving towards my goals. Is that normal? Do you think about your death every day, royalty? Or is that just something that I do? So on that same note, when you really think about it, think about how small you are as a human being, bro. You guys never think about that? How small we are as a human being? Think about it. When you get into a plane and the plane takes off and you look out the window and you look at a building that you were in, the building looks microscopic, bro. And just think, at some point you were the person in that building. When the airplane takes off from the airport and you look down at the airport looks microscopic. And you already know that the airport was huge, bro. So imagine if you're looking down from an airplane that's only like less than 1,000 feet in the air at that point when it's taking off, you're looking down and you see that the airport looks super duper small, and you were inside that airport just a few hours ago, and that airport is full of thousands of people. I don't know. That just blows my mind, bro. It just makes me think like, damn, like, is this shit for real? Like, I'm so incy bincy small, man. You're so tiny, chat. And then now compare yourself to the size of your city. Compare yourself to the size of your state. Compare yourself to the size of your country. Compare yourself to the size of the entire planet. Compare the planet size to the size of the sun. Compare the size of the sun to the size of the fucking solar system. Like just, it blows my freaking mind, man. It makes me think like, damn. And also, I always have thought, like, what if we really are in a simulation and there really isn't anything else? For all I know, when I'm talking to you guys might not even exist. If this is a real simulation, I would say that the simulation would want to save resources, so it wouldn't generate anything that I'm not seeing. So if I'm in my room, outside of this room, perhaps nothing exists in the entire planet. Maybe I'm the only entity in this entire planet. Maybe this room is the only room that's been rendered in this entire universe at this moment. It goes back to those experiments they did with the double slit experiment. You guys ever heard of the double slit experiments where they shine photons through a space that has two slits, and when the scientists are observing it, it behaves as a wave, but when they're not observing it, it behaves as rays. It's called the observer effect. And I've always thought, like, how do you know that that observer effect doesn't apply to everything in this entire our entire existence? For all you know, if I'm looking at this water right now, I see water as a solid, but the electrons, the particles that create the water, might not even be rendered. They might only get rendered when you look at it through a microscope. The problem is that when you start thinking like that, it's very easy for you to lose control of your thoughts, bro. You could like lose your mind. If you really start thinking deeply about every single thing going on around you, you could literally lose your mind. There's been not one day of my entire life that I've not thought about my own mortality. When you really start to think about it, we're microscopic.